Hey, what's up guys? So I want to talk about the Heraldic Beasts, and they are getting more support in the next set, Cosmo Blazer, but also they have a combo with Chain Dog, which is actually pretty cool, and I want to give a shout out to Bloodman for actually showing me this. So if you guys don't know how Heraldic Beasts essentially work, they have a lot of good support. This is one of their main cards. It's Heraldic Beast Leo, so it's got 2,000 attack, and you can just straight up normal summon it. So during the end phase, if this card was normal summoned, destroy it. And then when this card is sent to the graveyard, meaning whenever it's sent to the graveyard, that means if it's XYZ material, if you Foolish Burra, you mill it with like Solar Recharge or something like that, just whenever it goes to the graveyard, you get its effect. And that effect is you get to add one Heraldic Beast monster from your deck to your hand. But however, you can't add himself, and you can only use the effect of Heraldic Beast Leo once per turn. So what I like about him is he gets over a lot of stuff. I mean, standard, big monsters are considered, 18, 1900, and he can get around those, and then he gets, just get off the field, and then you can search. So he leaves you kind of vulnerable, but there's a lot of cards in the Heraldic Beast that kind of support, more monsters in the graveyard. So let's go ahead and check out some of those, and I'll kind of show you how I think the deck will be able to run. So that said, there's Reborn Heraldry. So you can target one Heraldic Beast monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So that's basically just like a monster reborn for Heraldic Beast. There's no restrictions. It doesn't have to be attached or anything. There's no cost or anything. It's just you got to be playing with Heraldic Beast. Now this is where it gets really good. So you get to target two Heraldic Beast monsters in your graveyard, special summon both those targets, then XYZ summon one monster using only those two monsters as XYZ material. So that said, you can do a lot of things with multiples of either the Reborn play, and you can just normal summon a monster, and then you can overlay with Leo, and then you can detach Leo for maybe the XYZ cards effect, and then you get to essentially, add another one. You can set up for next turn. Maybe you have more of these, or you can call it the Hunted, I guess. But most of these, most of them are beasts. But that said, this deck can really make Shockmaster really fast. I've noticed that it has a lot of options for rank 4 exceeds. And I want to go over the other Heraldic. Oops, let's go type it in. There's not that many cards with Heraldic. This is actually a pretty decent exceed monster, but it requires Heraldic Beast. So this is number 8, Heraldic King Genome Heritage. So its effect is once per turn you can target one face-up XYZ monster your opponent controls until the end phase. Have this card's name and attack become that monster's name and attack, and have this card gain that monster's effects. And if you do, until the end phase, that monster's attack becomes 0. So I think that would be pretty cool if you can make someone's relatively strong monster like 0, and you get to take their effect. That's pretty good. And it's got 2,400 attack plus it is a light. Although I don't think that you'll be using Honest and Heraldic Beast. Maybe you can run Horn of the Phantom Beast in Heraldic, because most of them are beasts. There are some like Abercrombie, which is a dragon. I think there's other ones, but yeah, Chain Dog actually seems pretty decent because, if you guys didn't know, this is a really old card. I think it's from the Iron Chain support, which never really took off. There wasn't enough cards to really make that deck too meta. But that said, this card cannot be used as synchro material monster except for the synchro summon of a beast-type monster. If you control two face-up beast-type monsters, you can special summon this card from the graveyard. If the card was special summoned this way, remove it from play when it is removed from the field. As you guys know, Exceed material aren't considered on the field, so that means if you, let's say you normal summon Leo, you activate something like Reborn Heraldry, you just get back another one. Maybe you even want to special summon this if you'd like to. But yeah, if you can just control two beast-type monsters, you can just special summon those from your graveyard and then Exceed. And then he won't essentially get banished, and you can just keep on doing it over and over. So I think that that definitely does have some potential to see some combos maybe later on in the future with this Heraldic archetype. But it is a pretty interesting thing. But everything is too different. I mean, there are a few that are Earth, and I think that maybe someone will try to play Grand Soil, although I don't think it's really necessary to play like any of the Elemental Lords in here. I think the deck can kind of function on its own. Maybe someone will mix it in with Light Sworns because, you get Heraldic Beast Leo's effect whenever he's sent to the graveyard. So if you mill it or anything like that, like I mentioned earlier, you just get his effect. And I think that is pretty good. It's essentially just a +1. And that definitely is good. I'm glad that they actually added the effect on here where it's you can only use the effect of Heraldic Beast Leo once per turn. Otherwise, you can do some shenanigans if you monster reborn, and then you exceed, and then you detach multiples of them, and then you can just special summon more cards from the hand. It would just get a little bit crazy there with the special summoning. But yeah, that said, if you guys know any Heraldic Beast combos, let me know in the comment section below, because I really just briefly looked at the deck, and I played against a few players that played it. It is an interesting archetype. It looks like it to be an Exceed archetype, but I think that the deck definitely just has some options, because there's a lot of Exceed decks out there. Like, Windups are basically like an Exceed deck. And that said, those decks, a lot of the time, they will lose to Thunder King. However, with Heraldic Beast, with that Leo that's 2,000, you can run over Thunder King, and then you can get your search out, essentially. So, I think that this deck or archetype kind of has some potential in the future. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that this archetype is going to be good? Because I just really feel like this card is awesome. Because it doesn't have any restrictions as far as you have to exceed only using a Heraldic, monster. So I really think this is basically a one card XYZ, and when you go for something like Heraldic Beast Leo, you get a plus. So it's like, it's cool. Let me just go for like, even just making like Utopia Roach. Sometimes just really quick. It's just really good. I mean, you only use one card to make that. I know Tour Guide makes rank 3 exceeds really easy. There's no like minusing really going involved in that. Whereas this card basically, it just goes for rank 4s without any minusing. And keep in mind, it does special summon both those targets at the same time. So if your opponent activates Max C, you don't get to draw 2 essentially off of the special summon of like the both monsters, because those do come out at the same time. But then Pink Reaper was pointing out that it says then exceed summon one XYZ monster, and that might be part of the card effect. So I'm not sure how they will actually word this. I don't think this card is out yet. I think this card's probably coming out in Cosmo Blazer. But I think that if you max see this, you might only get 1 draw off of everything. Meaning that even if your opponent goes and gets out 2, and then like they make the exceed, you only get to draw 1 off of max C. I was thinking that you would get 2, but it might just be part of the other card's effect where it happens all essentially like at the same time. I don't know. Maybe that they'll reword the card in the future so it gives us a better understanding. But yeah, if you guys know Heraldic Beast or know some combos, I'd like to know, because I want to playtest against this deck, or maybe just try it out myself. I mean, their support isn't that bad. Oh, this is another card I thought was pretty decent. Basically makes all the Heraldic Beasts kind of like battle faders. It ends the battle phase. So like, yeah, it's basically a battle fader, but then you get like a level 4 monster, whereas battle fader level 1, I mean, you can try tribute it and go for like Caius or something. Whereas at least with a level 4 Heraldic Beast, you can do something. You have something to follow up with after your battle fader play, because sometimes with battle fader, if you're not playing like Monarch or something, that level 1, you can't really synchro exceed with it too well. But anyways, yeah, I just want to talk about the Heraldic Beast, and I think that it could be contender, perhaps for a tier archetype, because I think this card really just has a lot of potential, and they have like their own Monster Reborn, which is awesome. And I mean, I think you'll have monsters in the grave relatively fast, because you get to add whatever Heraldic Beast you want, and you get a 2,000 beater in the grave. Pretty good card. And you can use Horn of the Phantom Beast if you'd like to. I don't know, I think this deck definitely has some potential. But thanks for watching, guys. Asian White Dragon, signing out.